Hall of Fame, that's the script. This is Hert across Hertfordshire for Monday, 6:20. I'm John Garron. This week it's National Air Ambulance Week, and we are supporting the Essex and Hert Air Ambulance, where every second counts. And throughout the week this week, we'll be hearing different aspects of what makes them an amazing charity. Today, Richard Smith, whose daughter Charlotte was choking at nursery, and this is his story.
So Charlotte had been taken in the ambulance to Pinehill Park. Before that had happened, she'd been treated at the nursery, first by the nursery staff, which seems like did a great job and played a part in saving her life. Then by two police officers that arrived. It was actually two armed police officers that took the call, because they have additional medical training. And they arrived, and I've since spoken to them and expressed my gratitude, and they told me some of the things they did. Some of the things that probably not very pleasant, like having to strike her on the back and try and clear the blockage. And I genuinely feel they played a part in saving her life as well. Then the ambulance crew arrived and played their part, but it did require them to enlist the help of the air ambulance. And they treated her in the back of the land ambulance, but with their additional equipment and with their additional skill set. And to cut a long story short, they ultimately saved her life. They were able to clear that blockage. Now, from what I've been told and what I understand of the situation, it was at the mission critical point. I rather get the impression that if it had gone even maybe a minute longer, she could have lost her life. The doctor was concerned that her heart was stopping. She was very blue. So obviously I've now had a year to digest this, and it's easier for me to talk about it. But when we first heard about this and experienced it, it was extremely traumatic. I'd assumed, as you see on the TV, that the NHS staff would flood around her and treat her. And actually they were sort of just checking her over. And I listened to Asher provide his hand over to the staff. And it was at that point it became apparent to me that actually a lot of the hard work had already been done by the crew on site in Hitchin, and they had gone through that process of saving her life. And the NHS staff did a wonderful job and did all the checks that they need to do. But actually, the real critical moment had already been and gone.
That is one heck of a story, isn't it? And it makes you think, I think we all do, we all think of our own children in that situation, and I can't imagine what it must have been like for you at all. And how is she now, by the way?
She's totally fine. And the amazing thing was that on this particular day, she was maybe a minute, 2 minutes away from losing her life. 3 days later, she left hospital.
Richard, before this happened, what did you know about the air ambulance? Anything?
I knew bits. I actually had a friend a few years ago that was treated by an air ambulance in the East Midlands. But my general perception was probably what a lot of people think. The air ambulance are primarily there to get somebody to hospital quickly. I learned that actually is not so much the case. It's effectively to bring the hospital to the patient. Mm. The other thing I hadn't appreciated is how the air ambulance is funded. I hadn't realised that it wasn't government funded. It wasn't part of the NHS. It was funded by charitable donations.
That's Richard Smith, whose daughter Charlotte was choking, and amazing help from everybody, but particularly the Essex and Hert Air Ambulance. So it is National Air Ambulance Week. As I say, every second counts. We will be highlighting different aspects over the week, and that was a truly incredible story. And my thanks to Richard for sharing that.
Hert with Money Supermarket.